This first moment shows Colin Firth and Emma Stone at the beach in an isolated scenery. The narrow depth of field gives an extra dimension of isolation that furthers the viewer even more away than from reality. The isolation then takes Emma Stone and overall creates an atmosphere of romance. Once isolated, the secondary effects kick in. Seeing Colin Firth alone makes him vulnerable to this love moment. This vulnerability is then associated with empowerment, as it shows courage in the bare seduction. As Klimt shows it in his painting, Le Baiser, this love moment is like two isolated people falling in love. In cinematic terms, the narrow depth of field creates the isolation and effects of love and how we perceive it. This same stylistic aspect is shown in 12 Years a Slave, however not demonstrating a romantic love, but rather a continuous love and support within the slave community. This gospel prayer scene shows the overflowing love for a slave that has passed away. The narrow depth of field puts the focus on Ejiofor's painful expression. This is at the same time vulnerable in the scene and powerful from the community. In this scene, the focus is put on the innocence of a youthful love. The lobby boy gives a gift to the baker of the Grand Budapest Hotel. This leads us to the extreme narrow depth of field. It is emphasized with the background that mimics the warm and fuzzy feeling that you get inside. It is vulnerable as the feeling that one gets for his or her first love, and powerful because it sticks with you forever. This feeling is yet again made visible and almost tangible with the stylistic aspect. The same goes with Origins by Mike Cahill. This moment when the scientist meets eyes that are for him life-changing. All the focus is put around his emotions and what he feels during this moment. It's another love scene. As the scientist goes out on the balcony to smoke a cigarette, he then meets the mysterious woman. Compared to the previous scene, the isolation here is more dominant, as both characters are isolated. It shows a vulnerability for both characters with an extra emphasis on the scientist. The woman with the mask shows power and mystery, and the scientist's vulnerability and curiosity. There is the same phenomenon of isolation in The Revenant, created by this stylistic aspect. This shows empowerment through the lonely child clip and vulnerability with DiCaprio. With all of these different examples, whether it be through love or not, the narrow depth of field creates an isolation that shows an outstanding effect of powerful vulnerability.